Wicso. This episode of Wicso. Last episode, Europe finally went to peace after its massive period of war, and now the Middle East is is preparing for war. You might think, where does this start? Simple. It starts in a skirmish in the Anatolian Peninsula. Let's just turn off the city layer. As you can see, it's no. I just need to turn off the city layer to it starts here. You see a yellow team military ship. A yellow team military ship was passing through here, but instead of landing here where it was supposed to land, it thought it would land here because this was it thought it was that it was a yellow team land. So yellow team troops accidentally conquered this island. And you know, but this doesn't. This isn't. But this doesn't. This does cause some escalation. But the real this event would massively would allow for yellow team expansion into the Bosphorus and the Dardanelles and yada yada yada. So the Orange Team government decides that to use this as an casus belli to declare war, with them saying that the Yellow Team had declared war when they conquered that territory. So the Orange Team quickly marches into northern Anatolia in just a few months. The movement is really bad, but still, event with the most of the Yellow Team navy relocating itself into the fought the Eastern Aegean to destroy the remnants of the Yellow Team navy. The, the real thing that would escalate this war even further would be the Greek Aegean. You see you can see on the map that the Greeks control the Aegean. The Aegean is a really big thing actually. It's actually really big. Big. Aegean is really big, okay? The Aegean is not it's not really that big. I mean, a guy is definitely not fit. You would definitely fit in the Aegean, but I'm just saying that due to how much Greece controls the Aegean and it's basically controlling all of the Aegean and its trade, and since a large chunk of the naval warfare happens here, a Greek trade ship will get absolutely destroyed due to that war. So the Greeks do what the Greeks love most, and that's revenge. In Wixo, Greeks like revenge in my Wixo. So the Greeks, which would decide to launch an military invasion of the Orange Team, and they would decide to talk with the Yellow Team leader here, and they would propose this. In return for aid, they would give them all this western coast, as Greek just really like. They eventually take this major city, which is the first Greek city, but it's still majority Greek, even though like here and here is already a similar thing. So with this, the Orange Team was with most of its navy now being encircled. Oh wow. The Crimean country decides to move in, capture Sinope, and the capital of the Orange Team. So the Orange Team collapses. Eventually, the Yellow Team would use this as an advantage to secure their hold over Anatolia. they decide to give that land to the Greeks anyways, as the Greeks have the most efficient military outfit in the world, as they are as they have the most as the strongest military. So they take over these lands. But with the Orange team collapsing, nobody cares about what happens in Anatolia. They think that all of it would be conquered by the Yellow team, but the Yellow team would move in relative weight. There would be a lot of defenses here. So the actual winner, the largest win for the war, well, except for an morale win with the Greeks, would actually be the Crimeans, which would decide to annex Trap Trapezon, this Trapezon area. Oh yeah, I'm sick by the way. Second time on this channel that I've been sick, and that's because I'm in the city. If you're outside, there's a less likely of a chance that you might get sick with my medications. So the remnant, like I thought, it wouldn't be that bad until I actually did the history. I thought it would be not that bad, but that's bad. Okay, they went from a seafaring empire to basically a toilet. And the new power is the Crimean Empire. And the Greeks actually started out as a mercantile naval empire, but slowly turned into some kind of to something more like a navy-based Assyria, but mainly on the boat. So they are now hyper-militaristic. I think the best comparison is actually the Byzantine Empire or Imperial Japan. So yeah, definitely terrible war crimes and absolutely zero regard for morality. By the way, the, the French would here do a lot of things, such as deporting many the Germanic colonizers, mainly those who were both, and some are taken as slaves with and and so this area would become basically a great colony for the French, becoming a secondary area. After that, they moved to the rest of the Emerald Isle. So, with the rest of the Emerald Isle being colonized, and all the British Isles being under the leadership of civilization, the was little peaceful at this point, with the Yellow team asserting dominance. It grows with tensions to the autumn. So, uh, so So a bunch, so the Baltic Confederation moves further into Russia and Finland, same in Sweden, and just expands a lot. By the way, they have way more cities in the Baltic Confederation, especially in the and especially in the copper mines that's in Sweden. Cities in Sweden, some in Finland, but mainly in Russia, in Estonia, and Northern Latvia. Along with that, the full settlementation of southern Germany, Poland, central France, and all that, and all those lands. route caused a massive a baby boom in Europe. And if we look at the trade routes mode, the Swedish copper mines would make a big difference. So this trade route expands into the Swedish cities, with traders moving here and there. So the Grand European route would blossom into a would blossom. England would have some natural resources like coal, with but coal would be way more important in the industrial period. But the British Isles would also be part of this Western European trade area. The Lusatians are basically Doma. Nobody cares about Lusatia. It's really poor. By the way, I also stopped the video and it actually with a bunch of the nobility, mainly trade based, breaking down to form the Kenyans. So Kenya actually expands further and further until here, and there's actually no better at colonizing than Uganda, which are now more extended, and many actually flee Uganda due to its political instability. But eventually, the government is stabilized by a great leader. The great leader decides to expand the territories. I won't give this leader a name because why should I give it a name? But the Ugandan king has found many settlements after his name, expands his reach over all of this land, and establishes further trade connections with the African countries. By African, I mean the Gold Coast Republic. He would establish vast trade routes in the African trade route, transports mineral resources such as gold into central Morocco, making the Iberian Empire while being in tribute still incredibly profitable and very rich. So, along with that, we also have the Lusatians. The Lusatians are actually are 90%, no, not even 80. 69% of the Lusatian economy comes from this trade, from tribute, which is incredibly large due to the tribute being somewhere around 35% of its economy. So so not even 35, even more. It's like 50% of its economy is now is in tribute, is paid in tribute. So of course the Lusatians have secured themselves a great deal, but they do the weirdest thing imaginable. I mean, the Romans have no problem with the current system of the world anyways, but the Lusatians do absolutely weird thing because they decide to invade the Iberian Empire in total conquest, fully annexing them and controlling its population. with that, let's end the